unknown number sent me a photo during my engagement dinner. Then another. And another. By the fifth photo, I realized everything I thought I knew about my family was a lie. While everyone was toasting to my happiness, I was reading text messages that proved the three people I trusted most were planning to destroy me. I kept smiling. And I started planning something they'd never see coming. This is the story of how I discovered that my entire life was a lie at my own engagement dinner. It was supposed to be the happiest night of my life. I remember walking into Laurent's, this gorgeous French restaurant in downtown Manhattan with crystal chandeliers and champagne towers. My fiancé Marcus had reserved the entire private dining room. 50 of our closest family and friends were there. I was wearing this emerald green dress, the one Marcus said made my eyes look like precious stones. I actually believed him when he said that. God, I was so stupid. Marcus looked perfect that night. 6'2", tailored navy suit, that smile that made me fall in love with him 3 years ago. He kissed me when I arrived, whispered, "You look stunning, baby," in my ear, and I felt like the luckiest woman in the world. My sister Lily was there, of course, my maid of honor. She was wearing pink. She always wore pink because she said it made her look innocent and sweet. She hugged me so tight and said, "I'm so happy for you, sis. You deserve this." I actually cried when she said that. My mother Diane was orchestrating everything like she always does, telling the waiters where to stand, adjusting the flower arrangements, making sure everyone's champagne glass was full. She kissed my cheek and said, "My beautiful daughter," finally settling down. There was something in the way she said, "finally," that felt off, but I ignored it. My father was there too, looking uncomfortable in his suit like he always does. He's a quiet man, an accountant who lets my mother run everything. He gave me a hug and whispered, "I'm proud of you, sweetheart." Those might have been the last genuine words anyone said to me that night. The dinner started beautifully. Marcus stood up to make a toast. 3 years ago, he said, holding his champagne glass high, I met a woman who changed my life. Sarah is brilliant, successful, beautiful, and way out of my league. Everyone laughed. I blushed. But somehow, she said yes when I asked her to marry me. Sarah, you are my everything. I cannot wait to spend the rest of my life with you. We kissed. Everyone clapped. Lily was wiping tears from her eyes. Fake tears. I know now. The appetizers came. Oysters. My favorite. Marcus knew that. Or, I thought he did. Now I wonder if he even remembered, or if my mother told him. I was talking to my Aunt Carol about wedding venues when my phone vibrated in my clutch. I almost didn't check it. It was rude to be on your phone during dinner, but something made me look. Unknown number. I opened the message, and my entire world shattered. It was a photo. Marcus and Lily, kissing. Not a peck on the cheek. A full, passionate, hands in her hair, bodies pressed together kiss. The timestamp said, yesterday, 3:47 p.m. Yesterday, while I was at work, designing a building that would have my name on it, my fiancé was kissing my sister. My hand started shaking. I put the phone face down on my lap, trying to keep my face neutral. I looked up at Marcus. He was laughing at something my uncle said, his hand casually resting on the table. That hand had been in my sister's hair yesterday. I looked at Lily. She was smiling at me, raising her champagne glass in a little toast gesture. That mouth had been on my fiancé yesterday. My phone vibrated again. Another photo. This one was worse. Marcus and Lily in a hotel room. The Peninsula. I recognized the signature bedding. Marcus was shirtless. Lily was wearing lingerie, black lace, the kind I'd never have the confidence to wear. They were in bed together. My vision blurred. I blinked rapidly, trying not to cry. Not here, not in front of everyone. I took a sip of champagne, hoping it would steady me. It didn't. Another vibration. This photo made me grip my fork so hard I thought I'd bend it. Lily was wearing my engagement ring. Not on her finger, she was holding it up to the camera, mockingly, while Marcus kissed her neck. They were both laughing. They were laughing at me. The text below the photo said, "How does it feel to marry a woman you don't love?" And Marcus had replied, "Like winning the lottery. 5 million reasons to say I do." 5 million. My trust fund. The money my grandmother left me. Another vibration. I was going to be sick. But this photo, this one, broke something inside me that I don't think will ever be fixed. It was taken from a different angle, a wider shot of Marcus and Lily in that hotel room. And in the background, visible through the doorway, was a woman, holding a phone, taking the picture, smiling. My mother. My mother was there. She was photographing them. She was in on it. I felt like I was drowning, like the room was collapsing, like I couldn't breathe. But I couldn't react. Something in me, some survival instinct told me to stay quiet, to not let them know I knew. So I did what I'd been trained to do my whole life. I smiled. I laughed at the jokes. I ate my oysters. I squeezed Marcus's hand when he reached for mine. And inside, I was screaming. I excused myself after the appetizers, saying I needed to freshen up my makeup. Marcus kissed my temple. "Hurry back, beautiful." Lily smiled at me. "Your makeup looks perfect, sis." I wanted to throw my champagne in both their faces. Instead, I walked calmly to the bathroom, my heels clicking on the marble floor, and the second I locked myself in a stall, I collapsed. I sat on the toilet lid, shaking, trying not to sob out loud. My phone kept vibrating. More messages flooded my phone. The unknown number kept texting. "I know you're in the bathroom. I know you're crying." How did they know? Another message. "They planned this for months, Sarah. Your mother orchestrated the entire thing." Then, "Marcus has gambling debts, over $800,000. He needs your trust fund to pay them off. And Lily has always been jealous of you. Read her diary from when she was 16. I wish Sarah would just disappear." Finally, "Your mother. That's the worst part." I typed back with shaking fingers. "Who are you? How do you know this?" The response was immediate. "Someone who cares about you. Someone who's been watching you for a long time." That should have scared me. It didn't, because whoever this person was, they were the only one telling me the truth. My phone buzzed again. "They're planning something worse than cheating, Sarah. After the wedding, they're going to have you declared mentally incompetent." What? The messages kept coming, each one more horrifying than the last. "Marcus found a corrupt psychiatrist. They're going to say you're having a mental breakdown. Your mother will become your legal guardian. They'll control your money, all of it. You'll be locked in a psychiatric facility while they drain your accounts." I stared at my phone, horror washing over me in waves. "Check your mother's phone records. She's been calling Dr. Raymond Kirsch for 3 weeks. He specializes in competency hearings. For a price, he'll say anything." Another buzz. "This dinner? It's a setup. They're watching you, seeing how you react, collecting evidence of instability." I thought back to the dinner, my mother watching me constantly, Lily asking if I was feeling okay multiple times, Marcus commenting that I seemed stressed lately. They were building a narrative. Oh my God. The next text hit different. "Don't cry, Sarah. Get angry. Get even. I can help you destroy them, all of them." I wiped my eyes, my sadness transforming into something cold and sharp. I typed, "Why would you help me?" The answer came immediately. "Do you remember the charity gala 6 months ago? The Metropolitan Museum. You were wearing a blue dress." I froze. I did remember. It was a fundraiser for children's hospitals. I'd gone alone because Marcus was working late. Now I know he was probably with Lily. I'd bumped into a man near the Monet exhibit. Literally bumped into him. I'd been looking at my phone and walked right into his chest. He'd steadied me, and when I looked up, I forgot how to breathe. He was tall, maybe 35, with dark hair and these intense gray eyes that seemed to see right through me. Expensive suit, confident presence, the kind of man who commands a room without trying. "I'm so sorry," I'd said, embarrassed. "Don't be," he'd replied, smiling. "Best thing that's happened to me all night." We talked for 3 hours. His name was Daniel Pierce. I'd heard of him. Everyone had. One of the youngest billionaires in the country. Made his fortune in tech, then expanded into real estate, investments, philanthropy. He was brilliant. Funny. He asked about my architecture work and actually listened. He remembered details. He made me feel seen in a way Marcus never had. There was chemistry. Undeniable electric chemistry. But when he asked for my number, I'd said, "I can't, I'm engaged." He'd looked disappointed, but respected it immediately. "He's a lucky man," he'd said, and walked away. I'd thought about him for weeks after. Now, sitting in that bathroom stall, I typed, "Daniel?" And the answer, "Yes. I never stopped thinking about you, Sarah. I tried to forget you, I tried to move on, but I couldn't. So I did something probably crazy. I had Marcus investigated. And I found everything. Come outside, black Mercedes. Parking lot, east side. We need to talk." I stared at myself in the bathroom mirror. My makeup was smudged. My eyes were red. I looked broken. No, I wouldn't give them that. I fixed my makeup carefully, reapplied my lipstick, straightened my dress, and I made a decision. I was going to go back to that table, and I was going to be perfect. I was going to smile and laugh and play the role of the happy bride-to-be. Because if they wanted to play games, I'd play better. When I walked back into the dining room, Marcus immediately stood up, concerned. "Baby, you okay? You were gone a while." I kissed him. Long, deep, made sure everyone saw. "I'm perfect," I said, smiling. "Just had a work call. Crisis averted." Lily was watching me carefully. "You sure you're okay, Sarah? You look a little flushed." I turned to her, still smiling. "I'm amazing, Lily. I'm marrying the love of my life. I have the best sister in the world as my maid of honor. What could possibly be wrong?" Something flickered in her eyes. Doubt? Fear that I knew? Good. My mother raised her champagne glass. A toast to Sarah and Marcus. May your marriage be filled with love, trust, and honesty. Trust. Honesty. I wanted to laugh in her face. Instead, I raised my glass. "To family," I said, looking directly at my mother. "The people who know all your secrets." My mother's smile faltered for just a second. The main course came. Filet mignon. I ate every bite, complimenting the chef, making small talk, being charming. Marcus kept touching my hand. "I love you so much," he whispered. "I love you too," I lied smoothly. Lily was telling a story about a funny memory from our childhood, how we used to play wedding with our dolls. "Sarah always insisted on being the bride," Lily said, laughing. "I was always the bridesmaid." "Well," I said sweetly, "some things never change. You're still the bridesmaid, Lily." She laughed, but there was venom in her eyes. Under the table, my phone vibrated. It was Daniel. He texted me. "You're doing great. Keep playing along. I'm watching from the bar. They have no idea, you know. When you're ready, excuse yourself. Say you need to take a work call. I'll be waiting." Dessert came. Creme brulee. My favorite. Marcus fed me a spoonful. To many more desserts together, Mrs. Mitchell soon to be. I smiled. I can't wait. Liar. We were both liars. After dessert, I stood up. "I'm so sorry, everyone. I need to take a call from a client. Big project deadline." Marcus frowned. "Now? Can it wait?" "It'll just be 5 minutes," I promised, kissing his forehead. "Keep everyone entertained." My mother watched me carefully as I left. I walked through the restaurant, past the bar, and out into the parking lot. The night air was cold. October in Manhattan. I wrapped my arms around myself. A black Mercedes was parked in the corner, engine running. I walked toward it. The back door opened. I got in. Daniel was sitting in the back seat, and seeing him again made my breath catch. He looked older than he did 6 months ago, more tired, but those gray eyes were the same, intense, focused entirely on me. "Sarah," he said softly. "You've been stalking me," I said, but there was no anger in my voice. "Protecting you," he corrected. "There's a difference." He handed me a tablet. "Everything is on here. Every piece of evidence, every text message, every bank record, every lie." I took it with shaking hands. The first file was labeled Marcus Chen, Financial Records. I opened it. Gambling debts, $847,000. Credit cards maxed out, $92,000. Personal loans, $156,000. And then I saw the payments. Monthly transfers from MY bank account to his. Small amounts, $500 here, $1,000 there. Amounts I wouldn't notice. Over 3 years, he'd taken $87,000 from me. "He has a gambling problem," Daniel said quietly. "High-stakes poker. He's been losing for years. The wedding is his Hail Mary. Get access to your trust fund, pay off his debts, and live happily ever after on your money." I opened the next file. Lily Mitchell, social media and diary entries. Screenshots of her private Instagram posts. Comments she'd made in group chats. "Sarah thinks she's so much better than me. I hate her. Mom loves her more. It's so obvious. I wish I was the older one. Sarah got the trust fund. I got nothing. It's not fair." And then, diary entries from when she was 16. "Sometimes I imagine what life would be like if Sarah just disappeared. Would Mom finally see me? Would Dad finally care? I hate her. I hate her. I hate her." Tears streamed down my face. "Your sister has been jealous of you your entire life," Daniel said. "Your mother enabled it, favored you openly, which made Lily resent you. Then, when your grandmother left you the entire trust fund and gave Lily nothing, that resentment became hatred." I opened the next file, Deanne Mitchell, The Truth. It was a DNA test. Sarah Mitchell, paternity test results. Father, James Mitchell. Probability of paternity, 0%. I stared at the screen, not understanding. What is this?" Daniel's voice was gentle. "Your father isn't your biological father, Sarah." The world tilted. 29 years ago, your mother had an affair. You're the result. Your father, James, found out when you were 2 years old, but he stayed. He loves you. He raised you as his own. I couldn't breathe. But your mother, she's resented you ever since. Every time she looks at you, she sees her mistake, her shame, the affair that almost destroyed her marriage. "No," I whispered. "No, that can't be." "Your grandmother knew," Daniel continued, "your father's mother. She knew you weren't his biological child, but she loved you anyway. And when she died, she left you everything specifically, because she knew your mother would try to take it." He showed me another document. A letter from my grandmother, dated 2 years before she died. "To my beloved Sarah, if you're reading this, I'm gone, and you need to know the truth. You are not James's biological daughter, but you are his daughter in every way that matters. He chose to love you. He chose to raise you. That makes him more of a father than any DNA test could prove. Your mother has never forgiven herself for her affair. And worse, she's never forgiven you for existing. You remind her of her worst mistake. I'm leaving you everything because you deserve it. You are brilliant, kind, and strong. Your mother will try to take it from you. She believes it should go to Lily, her real daughter. Don't let her. This money is your future, your security. You are loved, Sarah. Never forget that. Grandmother Eleanor." I was sobbing now, full, body-shaking sobs. Daniel handed me a handkerchief, not tissues, An actual cloth handkerchief. It smelled like expensive cologne. Your mother has been planning this for over a year, he said. She approached Marcus at a legal conference. She knew about his gambling debts. She offered him a deal. Marry Sarah, gain access to the trust fund, and they'd split it. Marcus would get enough to pay his debts. Your mother would get the rest. And Lily? Your mother manipulated her, told her that you stole the inheritance that should have been hers, convinced her that you deserved to lose everything. The affair with Marcus was your mother's idea. She wanted Lily to seduce him, to prove to Lily that you weren't special, that even your fiancé could be taken from you. I felt sick. The plan was simple, Daniel continued. You marry Marcus. He slowly drains your accounts, amounts you wouldn't notice immediately. Then, 6 months after the wedding, they stage an intervention. Say you're having a mental breakdown. They have Dr. Kirsch lined up to declare you incompetent. Your mother becomes your guardian. Marcus stays married to you for appearance's sake, but continues the affair with Lily. They control your money, your life, everything. And my father? I asked. Does he know? Daniel shook his head. No. He thinks this is a genuine engagement. He has no idea what your mother is planning. He's been kept in the dark. I looked at the tablet, at all the evidence, and felt something cold settle in my chest. Not sadness anymore. Rage. Pure, crystalline rage. Why are you helping me? I asked, looking at Daniel. He met my eyes. Because that night at the gala, I fell in love with you. I blinked. You? What? I know how that sounds, he said quickly. I know we only talked for 3 hours. But Sarah, I have never connected with someone the way I connected with you. You were brilliant. Funny. Passionate about your work. You lit up when you talked about architecture, about creating spaces that made people feel safe and inspired. He looked down at his hands. When you told me you were engaged, I respected that. I walked away, but I couldn't stop thinking about you. I tried dating other women, nothing. Every conversation felt hollow compared to ours. So you investigated my fiancé? 2 months ago, I saw him at a club. With another woman. Not Lily, some random woman. He was drunk, sloppy, kissing her in public. I thought you deserved to know who you were marrying. So I hired a private investigator. He gestured to the tablet. And we found all of this. The gambling. The debts. Then we found Lily. Then we found your mother's involvement. Then we found the plan to have you committed. He looked at me intensely. I couldn't let that happen. I couldn't let them destroy you. So this is, what? You playing hero? No, he said firmly. This is me giving you a choice. You can walk away right now. Take this evidence to the police, to lawyers, and handle it through the system. I'll disappear from your life. He paused. Or, you can let me help you get revenge. Real, devastating revenge. The kind that doesn't just stop them. It destroys them so completely they'll never recover. I looked at him. At this billionaire who'd fallen in love with me after one conversation, and had spent months protecting me from shadows. It should have been creepy. Instead, it felt like being seen for the first time in my life. What kind of revenge? I asked. Daniel smiled. It wasn't a nice smile. The kind that makes them wish they'd never been born. Over the next 3 weeks, Daniel and I became partners in the most beautiful, terrible plan I'd ever heard. We met every day. Sometimes at his penthouse in Tribeca, a stunning space with floor-to-ceiling windows overlooking the Hudson. Sometimes at his office. Once, memorably, at 2 a.m. in an empty parking garage because I'd had an idea and couldn't wait until morning. The plan was simple in concept, devastating in execution. Phase 1. Make them comfortable. I would continue being the perfect bride, planning the wedding, smiling, pretending I suspected nothing. Daniel provided me with spy equipment, a pen that recorded audio, glasses with a hidden camera, even a fake phone charger that was actually a bug I planted in Marcus's apartment. I collected evidence, hours and hours of it. I recorded Lily confessing to our cousin Emma about the affair. Marcus is so much better than Sarah deserves, She's so uptight, so boring. I'm doing him a favor. I recorded my mother on the phone with Dr. Kirsch. We need the evaluation to be thorough. She needs to seem unstable but not dangerous, depressed, anxious, unable to make sound financial decisions. I recorded Marcus talking to his bookie. I'll have the money in 3 months. I'm getting married. My fiancé has a trust fund. 5 million. I'll pay you every cent, plus interest. Every conversation was a knife in my heart. But I smiled through it all. Phase 2. The financial trap. This was Daniel's genius. He created a fake investment opportunity, a tech startup that was supposedly going to revolutionize online security. He used shell companies, fake websites, professional actors as executives. Then, he casually mentioned it to Marcus at a chance encounter at a bar. "This investment is going to explode," Daniel said, pretending not to know who Marcus was. "I'm putting in 10 million myself. Returns could be 500% in 6 months." Marcus took the bait. Over the next 2 weeks, Marcus researched the company, finding all the fake evidence Daniel's team had planted. Glowing reviews, fake financial statements. Everything looked perfect. Then Marcus did exactly what we knew he would. He stole from my trust fund. $500,000. Transferred to his personal account, then immediately into the fake investment. We had him on embezzlement, on wire fraud, on theft. And the best part? The investment was structured so that only Marcus would be liable. When it collapsed, he'd lose everything and face criminal charges. Phase 3. Record everything. I became a spy in my own life. I recorded everything. My mother explaining to Lily, "Once she's declared incompetent, we'll have complete control. James won't fight it, he's too passive. We'll move her to a private facility upstate. She'll be comfortable but as contained." Marcus talking to Dr. Kirsch. "How long does the evaluation take? I need access to her accounts within 6 months of the wedding." Lily drunk, confessing to her friend, "Sometimes I feel bad. She's my sister. But Mom says this is for the best, that Sarah was always going to fail, and we're just accelerating the inevitable." Every word was recorded. Every confession saved. Phase 4. The wedding. The wedding would happen. But not the one they expected. Daniel hired the best lawyers in New York. We built an airtight case: embezzlement, fraud, conspiracy, elder abuse for planning to falsely commit me. And we planned the perfect venue for the reveal. The wedding itself, in front of everyone they knew. During these 3 weeks, something else happened. I fell in love with Daniel. Not because he was rich, not because he was helping me, but because he saw me. We'd work on the plan until midnight, then talk until 3 a.m. about everything. Our childhoods, our dreams, our fears. He told me about his mother, who died when he was 12, how he'd built his empire to honor her memory. I told him about feeling like I never quite fit in my family, how I'd always felt like something was wrong but I couldn't name it. "Because they made you feel that way," he said. "They gaslit you into thinking you were the problem." One night, we were in his penthouse, reviewing audio files, and I just broke down. "I'm not even who I thought I was," I sobbed. "I'm not a Mitchell. I'm the product of an affair. I'm the reason my mother hates me. I ruined her life just by existing." Daniel pulled me into his arms. "No," he said fiercely. "You didn't ruin anything. She made a choice. And instead of owning it, she blamed an innocent child. That's on her, not you." He tilted my face up to look at him. "You are Sarah Mitchell because James Mitchell chose you. He chose to be your father. He chose to love you. That's more powerful than any DNA." And then he kissed me. It was soft at first, tentative, asking permission. I kissed him back harder, desperate, trying to pour all my pain and rage and hope into that kiss. We made love that night, and it was nothing like it had been with Marcus. With Marcus, quick, about his pleasure. With Daniel, it was worshipful. He touched me like I was precious, like I mattered. Afterwards, lying in his arms, I said, "I can't believe I almost married Marcus." "You deserve someone who sees your worth," Daniel murmured into my hair. "Who would burn the world down for you, not steal from you." "Is that what you'd do?" I asked, half joking. "Burn the world down for me?" He looked at me, dead serious. Without hesitation. The wedding day arrived. June 15th. Perfect weather. Clear skies. 75 degrees. The venue was the Riverside Estate. This stunning property overlooking the Hudson River. White tents. Thousands of roses. A string quartet. Everything perfect. I woke up that morning in Daniel's penthouse. He'd wanted me to stay somewhere safe, away from my family's scrutiny. "Are you ready?" he asked, bringing me coffee. "I've been ready for weeks," I said. I put on my wedding dress. It was beautiful. Ivory lace, off the shoulder, fitted bodice with a flowing skirt. I'd chosen it months ago, back when I thought I was marrying someone who loved me. Now it felt like armor. Daniel zipped it up, his fingers gentle on my spine. "You look stunning," he said. "I look like a bride," I corrected. "There's a difference." He smiled. "After today, you'll never have to pretend again." The ceremony was at 4 p.m. I arrived at 3:30, and my bridesmaids swarmed me. Lily was there, of course, in her pink maid of honor dress. "You look so beautiful, Sarah," she gushed. "Marcus is going to die when he sees you." I smiled. "I hope so." My mother came in, looking elegant in champagne-colored silk. "My daughter?" she said, and for a second, I almost believed she meant it. "You're getting everything you deserve today." "Yes," I agreed. "I am." At 3:55, my father came to walk me down the aisle. He looked at me with such love that I almost cried. "You look so much like your mother did on our wedding day," he said. "Dad," I said carefully, Do you ever regret marrying her?" He looked surprised. "What? No, sweetheart. Why would you ask that?" "Just wondering if you'd change anything about your life." He smiled. "Not a single thing, because I got you." I hugged him tight. "I love you, Dad." "I love you too, sweetheart. Always." The music started. Canon in D. We walked down the aisle. 200 guests stood up. The tent was beautiful, white roses everywhere, fairy lights, elegant chairs with silk bows. And at the end of the aisle stood Marcus in his tuxedo, smiling. That lying, stealing, cheating smile. I walked toward him, and with every step, I felt calmer, stronger, powerful. We reached the altar. My father kissed my cheek and placed my hand in Marcus's. Marcus squeezed it. "You're shaking," he whispered. "Nervous." I lied. The officiant began. "Dearly beloved, we are gathered here today." I barely heard it. I was looking at the faces in the crowd. My mother in the front row, satisfied smile on her face. Lily next to her, holding the bouquet, looking emotional. Daniel in the back row, nearly invisible but watching me intently. Our eyes met. He gave me the tiniest nod. It was time. The officiant continued. "If anyone has any reason why these two should not be wed, speak now or forever hold your peace." Silence. Then I said, "I do." Gasps. Marcus stared at me. "Sarah, what?" "I object," I said clearly, loudly. "I object to marrying a lying, cheating thief." The tent erupted. I pulled a remote from my bouquet. Behind the altar were two massive screens, supposedly for showing photos of Marcus and me throughout our relationship. I pressed the button. The screens came to life. Video 1, Marcus and Lily in bed together. Lily screamed. Marcus went white. Video 2, audio of my mother talking to Dr. Kirsch about having me committed. My mother stood up. "Sarah, stop this!" "Sit down, Mother," I said coldly. "We're just getting started." Video 3, Marcus talking to his bookie about stealing my trust fund. Video 4, Lily confessing she hates me and has always wanted me gone. Video 5. My mother explaining how they'd control my money once I was institutionalized. The tent was in chaos. People were shouting. Some were crying. I raised my voice. For those who don't know, my fiancé has been cheating on me with my sister for 6 months. My mother orchestrated the entire thing. They planned to steal my inheritance and have me falsely committed to a psychiatric facility. I turned to Marcus. You're also under arrest for embezzlement and wire fraud. You stole $500,000 from my trust fund to invest in a fake company. That company was created specifically to trap you. FBI agents entered the tent. Daniel had arranged everything. Marcus tried to run. 2 agents grabbed him. Sarah, please, I can explain, he begged. Explain to the judge, I said flatly. They handcuffed him and let him out. I turned to my mother. As for you, Mother, another video played. This one showed bank records. Years of them. You've been embezzling from the family business for 7 years. $2.3 million, to be exact, hidden in offshore accounts. I found all of it. My mother's face went from red to white. You have no proof. I have all the proof. Bank statements, wire transfers, fake expense reports, everything. More FBI agents approached her. Diane Mitchell, you're under arrest for embezzlement, conspiracy to commit fraud, and attempted false imprisonment. My mother screamed as they handcuffed her. Sarah, I'm your mother. No, I said. You're the woman who hated me my entire life because I reminded you of your affair. You're the woman who tried to destroy me to hide your own shame. I looked at my father. He was standing, shocked, pale. Dad, I'm so sorry you had to find out this way, but you deserved to know the truth. Finally, I turned to Lily. She was crying, mascara running down her face. Sarah, please, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean. Save it, I said. You're not going to jail, but you are being sued. Civil suit for emotional distress. My lawyers will be in touch. And Lily? She looked up at me, terrified. You'll never wear my engagement ring again, but here. I took off the ring Marcus had given me and threw it at her feet. You can have it, cubic zirconia, fake, just like your love. I walked down the aisle, head high, while 200 people stared in stunned silence. And waiting at the entrance was Daniel. He offered me his arm. Ready to go? He asked. I've been ready my whole life, I said. We walked out together. That was 6 months ago. Marcus is currently serving 5 years in federal prison for embezzlement, wire fraud, and conspiracy. My mother got 7 years. Embezzlement, fraud, attempted false imprisonment. She'll be eligible for parole in 4. My father divorced her immediately. He was devastated, not just by her crimes, but by learning about my paternity. We had a long, painful conversation where he told me the truth. He'd known since I was 2. My mother had confessed during a fight, but he'd chosen to stay, chosen to be my father. You are my daughter, he said, crying. DNA doesn't change that. I chose you, Sarah. Every single day, I chose you. We're closer now than we've ever been. Lily didn't go to jail, but I sued her for $500,000 in emotional distress. She had to declare bankruptcy. Last I heard, she's working as a server at a chain restaurant in New Jersey, living in a studio apartment, blocked from social media by everyone we know. She sent me a letter 2 months ago, apologizing, begging for forgiveness. I burned it without reading past the first line. Some betrayals are unforgivable. As for me, I started my own architectural firm, Mitchell and Pierce Design. Yes, Pierce. Daniel and I got married 3 months ago. Small ceremony. Just us, my father, and Daniel's closest friends. On a beach in Maldives at sunset. It was perfect. Real. He's not my savior. He's my partner. We built something together. Not just a business, but a life. I'm happier than I've ever been. Sometimes people ask me if I regret the way I handled it, if destroying them publicly was too much. And I always say the same thing. They tried to break me. They tried to steal my life, my money, my sanity. Instead, they freed me. Because I learned who I really was. I learned I was stronger than I ever knew. I learned that family isn't about blood, it's about choice. My father chose me. Daniel chose me. And I chose myself. I chose to fight. To refuse to be a victim. To take back my power and use it to build something beautiful. Revenge isn't just about destroying your enemies. It's about building a life so good, so full, so successful, that they can only watch from the ruins of theirs and realize they never deserved you in the first place.